a troublemaker. I've been a late-night player. I've been broke as a joke. I've been a money maker. I've been a record breaker. Taking credit as an educator. I've been known to spit the flows and make it shaky, shaky thing. Popping, locking, stopping, let it hang. Watch us as we drop this hip-hop, it's like a stain. We make a whole room drop and everybody sing. We want the funk. We gotta have that funk. We kick it old school, we think we're so cool. We take it back to the past, we gonna act a fool. Up jumps the middle finger, make my Jaeger just a...
Hello, 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 and welcome to Sports Buzz, a fanatical view. I am your host, Scott D. Lewis, here live in studio, Comcast Cable, Channel 23, downtown Danbury, Connecticut, on this rainy November 19th day, the week before Thanksgiving, as a matter of fact. But yes, very, very rainy out there. It's kind of, I don't know if I really like driving into the studio on pitch black. This whole time change thing, still getting used to it.
It's hard to get used to it. You know, eventually we'll...
You know, it hasn't been so bad coming in as it was getting darker a little earlier. Now we show up, it's pitch black out and it's raining, so not very pleasant. But we are here.
Dark 4:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, we're here after being off last week, recovering, giving Mike and Bob an extra week to recover from that World Series letdown. And once again, their football teams didn't do much to help them get over that little letdown.
I had a very bad week last week.
Yes. So we got 2 weeks worth of scuttlebutt in the sports world to get to, and there is plenty of scuttlebutt just in that Patriots-Giants game. Can you imagine how much we're going to get to in the whole wide world of sports? So we better get to it. But let's say hello officially to my right-hand man, Mr. Bob Broad Jr. Hello there, Bob.
I'm doing all right, Scott. It's, you know, my Giants need a...
Oh, wait, stop the presses. We found somebody taller than Bob Broad Jr. Who is that?
That was one of those stilt walkers from down at...
yes, indeed.
Down at the green.
We finally found someone who could tower over the 7-footer. Legitimate 7-footer, Bob Broad Jr. is. All right, so yes, how you feeling there, Bob, after this weekend's
the disaster
football game? Thought you had us once again.
We almost did.
Almost. Bob Show Spotlight on Tuesday nights at 9, Wednesdays at 12. Our usual director, Mr. Mike Toohey, he's caught out in the rain, I think. Said he's going to be here. I haven't heard the doorbell ring. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Is he here? His show, Expose Cinema, Friday nights at 9, Wednesdays at 1. He might show up during the show. Who knows? Otherwise, it's Mike, the Met Maniac McFadden, running things by himself because Connor Faco, the production assistant extraordinaire, not feeling well today.
No, my wife Jolene's not feeling well either.
Oh, so sickness in the house. Well, that's not good.
That bug going around, so...
Too much Halloween candy left over, maybe.
Nah, it's the stomach flu's been going around all around through the school, so it's...
It's that time of year, All right, so we are here live until 7 o'clock, 30 minutes. Get on the horn if you want to call, 203-792-4101. Maybe you got some scuttlebutt for us that you want to talk about, because we're going to get to it. Patriots, 27. Giants, 26. The kick is high. The kick is far.
I thought it was going to go.
The kick is good.
I was hoping it was going left.
Bending good. Oh, 54-yarder by Gostkowski. And they win it. The Patriots come back. Looked like this game was over. Not so much, especially when you're talking about the G-men and their clock management situation, Bob, leaving almost a full 2 minutes for Brady and the Patriots to come back down and get in field goal range.
On the clock. I don't care who it is.
Too much time on the clock to leave to the defending Super Bowl champion New England Patriots. And they came down and they set it up. After, right here, we see, was it a catch or was it not a catch? I got the scuttlebutt for you right here, Bob. That was not a catch. There is no controversy whatsoever. I can't understand why we talk about this every now. So-called smart people on television talking about what is this, what is that. Of all the controversial catches, non-catches, this was not one of them. You have to catch the ball, gain possession, come down, hold it through that possession, and then it's a catch. He didn't do that. The defender was there, knocked it out of his hands as he was coming down. No catch, not even close to being a catch. So why people keep drumming up this whole controversy? This is the thing I don't get. Everybody's talking about, well, why is it if you're a runner in the field of play and all you have to do is cross the goal line, get the ball to the goal line, and then it can be knocked out as soon as you get to the goal line? Why is that a touchdown when this isn't a touchdown? Because you already have possession of the ball. You're in the field of play with the ball and possession. You're not trying to gain possession on a catch. So, no, that is not a catch, and it wasn't a catch. Giants did not manage the clock management situation at all. They were throwing the ball when they should have been running it, burning clock, and they got burned. As Mr. Mike McFadden gets really hung up on this photo, Bob. Yeah. I went on a whole huge rant, and we're just looking at a picture. What happened? I got to give him a hard time. You know I do that when he's by himself.
Wait, you talked about the Jets.
He was all fired up in the studio talking about his Jets. Maybe that's what he was thinking. He was daydreaming back to his Jets loss to the Bills. Anyways, so that was not a catch. And Beckham, he had that huge play early in the game.
Right.
That tied it 7-7 early and an 80-yard touchdown catch and run.
Right.
Held to just 3 catches after that as Malcolm Butler, the Super Bowl hero, continues to prove his worth as he took over for Darrelle Revis after Revis left and went back to the Jets. And Malcolm Butler has proven to be the real deal. And that was a great matchup between those two all game long. And then on that final play when the Giants were looking to go up by a full touchdown instead of just 2 points, he knocked it out of his hands and he got him. And this all happened, Bob. And Giant fans who want to cry about that catch, how about, Patriot fans who want to cry about the fact that the refs were handing you guys the game? What was with the bogus pass interference calls back-to-back that gave you free points on plays where the defender didn't even lay a hand on Beckham and they're calling pass interference? Then when the Patriots are at the goal line and they score the touchdown that would have put them up by 8 late in this game, they call some phantom holding call. And Phil Simms, please, spare me. Why do these guys on TV always have to agree with the refs? When it's a bad call, say so. Don't say, oh, that's a good call. We're looking at the replay too, Phil, and we see no holding on the play. It should have been a touchdown, 8-point lead for the Patriots. Instead, they don't get that, and Brady throws the pick at the goal line, which sets up the drive by the Giants to take the lead. But they did not burn enough clock. No. Patriots come back. They win the game. So big blow to the Patriots. However, in this, they lose Julian Edelman early in the game. This comes a week after losing Dion Lewis for the season. Edelman probably will be out for the rest of the regular season. Maybe he sneaks back before the end of the regular season. But they are hopeful he will return for the playoffs at least. So they are losing key players, but they will just keep on ticking. The offensive line has had their share of injuries as well. Hopefully, some good news coming out of the camp this week is many of the offensive linemen have returned to practice. So at least they'll get those guys back, and the defense remains pretty healthy so far. Haven't suffered any big injuries there.
But the whole NFC East has been a mess.
NFC East for your Giants, right? You lose, fall to 5-5, Bob, and because the Eagles are a complete disaster, you still remain in first place. The Redskins, I've been saying for weeks now, they're the team to watch out for. Huge showing by the Redskins as they trounced the Saints. Here it is, Bob, your sneaky fantasy play of the week.
Yeah.
I needed a guy to fill in for my usual quarterback who was on the bye week.
Right.
Notice that matchup with the poorest Saints defense. Click in and put Kirk Cousins in, and there you go. Big win for me in my fantasy league. I've won 6 out of the last 7.
Cool.
6-4 now after that 0-3 start, but I am suffering major injuries. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold on.
You might have to make some trades.
Oh, I'm looking at that trade wire, looking at the waiver wire, plugging guys in where I can. I'm trying to make the playoffs. But anyways, enough about fantasy. So the Redskins are 4-5. The Eagles are 4-5. You remain in first place at 5-5, Bob. Patriots now sit atop the AFC number 1 seed situation with the Bengals losing on Monday night at home, Bob.
Yeah, I know.
How
at
did
home.
The Bengals who've been playing great, return to form and turn into the Bungles once again, losing to Houston, who is really a pathetic team. And now, speaking of pathetic divisions, Bob, Houston moves to 4-5. They're tied with the Colts for first place in that division at below 500. What is going on in the NFL with these horrendous teams? It's ridiculous.
Look at the Cowboys. They're shot.
Cowboys are shot. Romo comes back, and the scuttlebutt would have it. If they run the table, they might win your division as bad as it is. That's the scuttlebutt around Big D saying we still got a chance. I mean, they're 2-7, right?
Yeah.
And so you're 5-5. That's
Right.
only 2 games in the loss column.
Right.
They've lost 7 games in a row.
Bro,
They're
so-
still only 2 games out in the loss column.
Right.
Unreal. So, we got some big games coming up. Jets, what happened to them on Thursday night with their rematch with their matchup with their old coach?
Okay, first of all, the uniforms had to go.
Oh, my goodness.
Christmas is not here yet.
So this was the big story of that game. If you were colorblind,
yes.
this was a legitimate story that
Yeah.
came out. If you're colorblind,
Bright red,
maybe
bright
some,
green.
I don't know. Are there any artists out there that watch our show? You could tell me what's the deal. Red and green are what primary colors on the color wheel. So if you're colorblind, they just look gray. So if you're watching TV, all you see are 2 teams in gray uniforms.
Right.
You wouldn't be able to make out who was who. And this caused some problems for people around the world watching who do have color blindness.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought this was like an article from The Onion or something like that when I saw that. But this was like a legitimate story. People were like, what is going on? These uniforms, we've been talking about it all the time, Bob. I don't understand why these teams constantly have to, go to these alternate jerseys that are hideous.
I mean, I could see going to like some of these throwback.
The throwback jerseys are fine.
fine. But
this stuff, Christmas comes early.
Yeah.
I mean, Starbucks got in trouble with their coffee cup, with that red coffee cup. I mean, what is going on with this? Bills all red. The Bills, they have a little bit of red in their helmets usually,
right.
but their primary color is blue.
Right. And you
Why
have
are they
green
coming
and
out
white
in
and
red? I was like, are the Patriots playing on a throwback jersey on Thursday? I thought they were playing Sunday. I thought we had the Giants, not the Jets. All of a sudden, I thought my schedule was all out of whack. Jets lose. Todd Bowles makes big decisions. Too bad McFadden's in the control room because he'd be out here yelling and screaming. I think he's getting a little concerned about his new head coach not being able to make the proper decisions. These coaches, I tell you, he had some decisions to make. Could have taken some field goals early in this game that would have gotten him within 2 points as they were attempting to come back. Then when they had the ball late, they could have just been kicking a field goal to win it instead of having to try to go for it on 4th down and get in the end zone. They couldn't do it. So Rexy, sexy Ryan acts like he won the Super Bowl, goes nuts on the sideline with the victory. All right, here's the real scuttlebutt out of this game, Bob.
Okay.
This is all you need to know about what kind of guy sexy Rexy Ryan is. He's got this thing where he names honorary team captains on a week-by-week basis, according to who they are playing. So who was the team captain for the Bills this week?
I have no idea who.
The guy who knocked out Glassjaw Gino before getting kicked out of the Jets, and then the Bills picked him up. I don't know. McFadden might know this guy's name.
What's his name?
Whatever his name is.
Was it?
IK, whatever. A meaningless player basically in the league. He gets to be a team captain against the Jets. That's the type of guy Rex Ryan is. Earlier in the year, he got Richie Incognito to be team captain against his former team, the Dolphins, after he got kicked off that team for the huge bully scandal situation that went on down last year. So that's who Rex Ryan is, in case you were wondering. That's the scuttlebutt out of this game. Jets have a game at the Texans. We mentioned who moved to 4-5, tied for first place. Suddenly the Texans' defense, which has really been horrible. We know their offense can't do anything, but the Texans' defense is coming around. So this could be a tough game down there in Houston for the Jets this weekend, who sit at 5-4. Wild card situation, Steelers are the team right now in the lead in the wild card at 6-4, as they're looking like a dangerous team come playoff time. They have a bye week this week. Bills and Jets tied for the second wild card at 5-4. Dolphins, Colts, Texans, Chiefs, Raiders. That's right, the Chiefs, Bob.
The Chiefs.
Former evil director Kevin Gallagher's Chiefs making some noise now after their rough start, moved to 4-5. And the Raiders, who we thought were going to be looking good after they pummeled the Jets the other week, they have stumbled now 2 weeks in a row, falling back to 4-5. So there is some wild card implications now with about 6 or 7 games, depending on if you had a bye week yet or not to go. This is the last week for the byes. Giants get it after their difficult loss. And how about this? We see Adrian Peterson, AP all day, Vikings. Let's look at the NFC, Bob. Huge game this weekend suddenly for the reeling Green Bay Packers, losers of 3 straight. They had beaten the Lions at home in Lambeau Field. How many years in a row? 24, was it?
Something like that, yeah.
And they lose to the Lions, who are pathetic this year at home. Are the Packers and Aaron Rodgers too relaxed?
Right.
Last year he said, relax, everybody, we got this. Now everybody's saying, are you too relaxed?
Right.
Losing 3 straight. Now they got to go to Minnesota, who is 7-2, ahead of them in the division, a game clear. If Minnesota wins, they go 2 up on those Packers. So that's a big game right there. And, interesting stuff going on. The Panthers remain undefeated with their win this weekend at Tennessee. The Redskins in your division, Bob, we'll see how they fare against a much better defensive team, not against the Saints team who had their, speaking of the Ryan brothers, Rob Ryan gets fired after that game as they torched him.
Maybe he can head up to his brothers in the Buffalo area.
Maybe he'll bring him in and say, what's up? Maybe so. Cardinals say 7-2. Broncos are reeling as well, losing 2 straight now. And Peyton Manning out. Benched in this game as the Chiefs were cooking all over the place. 4 INTs. He's thrown picks left and right all season. I don't know. This is going to be interesting because the Broncos have been winning with defense despite all the interceptions that Peyton's been throwing and the poor offensive showing. Now they go to the backup quarterback. Maybe that'll be actually better for the Broncos. Who knows?
Never know.
So Colts at Falcons this weekend with no Andrew Luck. Speaking of injured quarterbacks, he's out for 6 weeks or so. Broncos are at the Bears with no Manning. Bengals at Cardinals Sunday night. Those are some of the big games we mentioned. Packers and Vikings. Tonight, tune in for the thrilling Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Tennessee Titans. Yeah, I don't think I'll be watching that game. All right, let's shift gears to college football, college, as it were.
Okay, where do we want to start?
This whole playoff ranking, everything, the more things change, the more things remain the same. The BCS was a joke. This college playoff thing is a joke. I mean, Iowa and Oklahoma State play in major conferences, correct?
Yep.
And they remain undefeated, correct?
Right.
Alabama, has that one loss on the record to a team that is not even ranked anymore, Ole Miss, correct?
Right.
Notre Dame also has a loss on their docket there.
Yeah.
They lost to the number 1 team, Clemson. That's right, Clemson remains number 1. Why is Alabama ranked number 2? Because college football is nothing more than a beauty pageant.
Right.
And everybody's up there saying, but they look good in a bikini. Or maybe they got their nightgown or their fashion wear on and they look good. That's why we're going to pick them.
Yeah.
That result on the field means nothing. Absolutely nothing. What about undefeated Houston, number 19 out of the AAC, Bob? They knocked off Memphis, who beat Ole Miss, who beat Alabama.
Right.
Why do these results mean nothing? Houston is ranked what, 19th?
Yeah.
Move them up the rankings, people. It's called results on the field. That's what should count, not the beauty pageant. So that's your scuttlebutt coming out of the college football until, somebody gets it right in college football and they stop treating these teams like they're, walking down the runway or something like that, looking good, and they actually look at what they've done on the field of play. Alabama, I repeat, lost at home to a team that isn't even ranked. That team lost to a team from the weak AAC conference, to a team that just lost to another team from that conference, undefeated Houston. You do the math, you figure it out, you get these rankings right. Otherwise, what you're watching is a beauty pageant. So I'm not into it. I'm just not into it. UConn is 5-5. They will be playing against that number 19th ranked Houston this week. Maybe they could upset them. They got 2 games left, and they're going to try to get a bowl game. They could be bowl eligible, sitting at 5-5. My Colorado State Rams also 5-5. They remain in the picture for a bowl game. Hats off to CSU for pummeling Wyoming in the border war. They got the boot back in that battle the other week, so that was good for them. So the big games this weekend: Memphis at Temple, big game for AAC, Purdue at Iowa, Wake Forest at Clemson. But the real game of the week, Michigan State with the one loss, number 9 at Ohio State. So that's a huge game, Saturday 3:30. How about this game? Notre Dame, we mentioned, ranked number 4, at Fenway Park Saturday night against the Boston College Eagles. Wow, that's a good game to watch as well, even though we long since stopped paying attention to BC.
Yeah, I'm going away this weekend. I'm going to watch Army play Rutgers.
Army, go Army versus Rutgers, West Point, right?
Yeah.
All right, so that's cool. Speaking of college athletics, college basketball underway. And I will make mention that Mike McFadden seems to be doing a good job.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
Has he gotten any help yet?
Is Mike Toohey there?
Because he's doing a good job.
Not yet.
Wow, he's right. He's doing well. He's doing well. Pictures are rolling. Things are looking good. All right, Mike, I'll get off your back from the early start. All right, college basketball. So let's see. North Carolina comes in as your number 1 team. Kentucky, number 2. They beat number 5 Duke 74-63. Maryland, number 3. They had a nice win over Georgetown. Kansas, number 4. They lost, however, to Michigan State, so that will change. Michigan State started the year at number 13. UConn, there we see him right there, comes in at number 19. 156 winner over Maine, and then they stayed in the great New England area, beating New Hampshire 85-66. They got a game against Furman this weekend before heading down to the Bahamas for that preseason
spring
tournament games. They will be playing Michigan next Wednesday night. I believe that is Wednesday, the night before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Interesting that Louisville, amidst their huge
scandal,
basically hookers for recruits. Yeah, that's right. The show just went down in knots. We had to talk about hookers. That's the scuttlebutt coming out of Louisville. Well, I guess you could have called them strippers, but really, when they're at a private party and they're going to a back room, let's call it what it is. You know?
I know.
So Master P there, Rick Pitino, he claims to know nothing about it.
Right.
You know, this isn't really news in the world of college athletics. This sort of thing has gone on throughout the time that, college football, we've seen it plenty of times, college basketball as well. But this is the first time in a long time it's gone public. I guess, if you're going to do this sort of thing, you basically just have to hope that the madam who's in charge of the ladies doesn't decide to write a tell-all book.
Yeah.
Because then you got some problems. And Louisville
it'll definitely be a bestseller, but
problems. Is it a coincidence that they're not ranked in the top 25? I mean, they're usually a perennial top 25 team. I find that interesting.
It's just a coincidence, I think, right?
NBA action. It's fantastic, Bob.
The Celtics
Especially when you're talking about the Celtics, winners of 3 and 4. Couldn't get that 4th win in a row last night. Blew a lead at home against Dallas. The Mavericks, surprising, actually, off to a very good start. Lost 106-102 in the Garden last night. But nice road trip beating Atlanta, Oklahoma City, and Houston, which they didn't do a favor to their old Celtic faithful. The Hall of Famer Kevin McHale, former head coach of the Rockets, gets fired after that game as they are off to a slow start. And they are supposed to be contenders. Kevin McHale, how did they do it, Bob?
I don't know.
Come on. Arguably the greatest power forward ever to play the game. Houston's just going to fire him?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So Celtics sit atop the division 6-5. How about Brick City, New York Knickerbockers, P. Zingy, the Zinger, Porzingis.
Yeah.
What's the deal? 29 points in a win against the Hornets, and there we see him going up against King Kemba Walker, former UConn Husky. I am a little bit happy to say I am into the Hornets this year as King Kemba has been reunited with Jeremy Lamb coming back as they traded him from Oklahoma City to Charlotte. Those dynamic duo that led the Huskies to a championship. Yes, they did lead them to a championship. Reunited in Charlotte. So far, it feels so good. They are, 6-6, I believe. Looking decent so far. A lot of people have been on Jeremy Lamb in the first couple of years saying he did not look like he belonged in the NBA. I think those people are wrong. He's had some very good games so far. Hornets 6-6. That's going to be a team.
How about the Brooklyn Bums?
That is another team I'm keeping my eye on. Why? Because the scuttlebutt in the NBA is this. Not only do the Celtics have a good young team that's going to make some noise this year, they also have the Brooklyn Nets #1 draft pick. in first round draft pick this year, which is unprotected. So that means if the Nets finish with the number 1 draft pick, Celtics will get it. It'll be all theirs.
Yeah.
They could get the top pick.
Yeah.
And right now, the Nets are 2-10. Only teams worse than them. I know we love it. Bob loves it when I talk about how bad the LA Fakers show is. The Fakers, Shobi Defiant, still hanging on out there with the Fake Show at 2-9. New Orleans, fly Pelicans. What's going on with the Pelicans, Bob? Come on, 1-11.
Yeah.
The unibrow. I thought they were going to be a contending team, and he was going to be MVP.
Nah,
1-11.
1-11. Worst.
Oh my goodness.
Worst record.
The Sixers are 0-12.
Yeah.
So those are the 4 teams at the bottom. If you are a fan of former Huskies in the NBA, you need to watch the Hornets. You also need to watch Sacramento. Rudy Gay is teamed up with Caron Butler, and Shabazz Napier traded away from Miami to Orlando. Your Rangers, Bob. And we didn't get to the stats of the week.
Stat of the week.
The envelope here.
Yeah.
The envelope, please, with only 2 minutes left. We didn't get to Strange Man stats of the week. One of them is Rangers, winners of 9 straight.
Going
Sunday
for number
night.
10 tonight.
Going for 10 tonight against the Lightning, who I do believe knocked you out of the postseason last year.
Yeah.
So that'll be nice if you can get that back. A couple other things. MLS, I did want to touch on some soccer. Red Bulls advanced. They're moving on in the Eastern Conference playoffs with their wins over DC United. How about the Cosmos, winners of their championship in their league? They did win it, so that was good. And the thing I was watching internationally before terrorist activity took place, Ireland did clinch for the Euro Cup. Second time in a row, which doesn't always happen. Ireland is usually out, so good for them. And they are matched up in the group with Northern Ireland, so that's going to be a big game next year. We'll keep our eye on that. USA did some World Cup qualifying, big win for them. So obviously, crazy story, France, Germany, friendly.
Yeah.
How ironic the word friendly is used in a game that saw terrorists attempt to get in to the stadium with bombs, detonating them. Security, in a chilling scene, really stopped them at the gate, realized they had bombs, kept them out, and the suicide bombers back away from security and detonate it on the spot, which just as a sports fan is crazy because many of us have been to sporting events, and the thought of somebody coming in with bombs is not good. So, we support France. We will not get political and talk about some things I'd like to talk about, how phony people on social media are supporting Facebook, French flag and all that stuff. I will not get into that.
So next week is Thanksgiving.
Next week is Thanksgiving. We'll leave that for another day, perhaps, and we will go back to talking about good things. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope you enjoy your turkey day or your whatever it is you eat out there.
And some big games that day.
Football all day, football all night. Who's even playing? I don't even know. But
usually it's Dallas, right? Dallas usually
We'll be back the week after that doing a tape show, I believe. I hope we covered all the scuttlebutt that we needed to get to. Time is out. Nice job, McFadden, for getting the show done. We'll see you in a couple weeks.